Should we just go?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I think what I want to say is because Prana Space doesn't just let anybody come and do their thing, right? So it needs to be, I need to like believe in who's coming, need to know it works, need to know that it's coming from a heart-centered space, need to know that it's all about love, need to know that whoever is holding space is able to meet all parts of the person who comes in, who needs the healing. So they're there for the shadow side, for the side of love, and just, it's really important to me that, and to Prana Space, that it's a safe space that's held. And that was something that I really was grateful for, that you had this safe space, and that you were able to hold such a safe space. I had no idea what to expect. And it was very profound and very beautiful. And so I suppose the question would be, if someone was just coming off the street, what is it?
So for our viewers, we're talking about constellations. And we had one beautiful event in the Prana Space, and it was really deep and very healing experience. Mm-hmm. And what it is, it's even, everyone who does that, it's not possible to explain, because, as I said in the event, it goes beyond just a method in psychotherapy, because it comes something from the nature and used many centuries ago. And we are rediscovering a way to access the knowledge, to access system, our relationship, correlation, all this beautiful, lotus flower, how we are interrelating with each other and how this happens. And so this is a beautiful way how to reconnect in that, which sounds pretty much spiritually. I understand it's very spiritual definition. If we talk more practically, then it's everything about our relationship with the universe, with our family, in our business, with our friends, within ourselves. It's all about relationship and a way how to look at the relationship from different perspective.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think what I found really interesting was, so if you didn't know what to do, and then all of a sudden, it's almost like acting, it's almost like drama therapy or something, isn't it? And I think it's so multifaceted. So on one layer, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be this, and then it kind of starts flowing, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm in this now. And then you have your constellation, and you watch it, and you're like, okay. And there's an urge to control it. There's an urge to be like, no, don't do that, do that. And but you're watching it, and it's almost like so basic. It's so basic. But then since, like, there's a lot to think about. So it's not just the evening. It's not
Layers.
just my God, yeah. And then, so I think what surprised me is looking back, not just at my constellation, but other people's constellations, and how I felt in those, and the emotions, and the way that I reacted as whatever it was. And so I think it's interesting how, yeah, we're all different. Everybody's different. Everybody's got a different scenario. And yet we all have these very basic ways of being that completely connect with everybody else, really, on that core level.
So in the process, we are stepping out of ourselves. We are taking role of a different human or problem or concept, and we are playing out and showing everything what happens inside, all the feelings through our body and speech as well. And this is the magic. This is the magic when we understand that we can be really tuned into ourselves, in our daily selves, and we can tune out and tune into something totally different to gain different experience and different understanding of the world. For example, it's interesting to step out of yourself and step into father or mother of someone else's, and to experience what that person is feeling and how that person's life is constructed and traumas is constructed, and then to understand how this later influences all the relationship of that particular person. And by this experience we can look at it from different angle, and we can start to do maybe some changes or understand better, do a transformation. And that's why we talked about different layers. So we can just in the level of body work, we can, by changing these roles, we can live through emotions and feelings and train our brain in a new way. But there's a layer where we can understand how all the system correlates, how the system is built, our family system is built, how our universe is built, and where it tends to go because of our tasks and because of our needs. Yeah. And then there is another layer where we extract the knowledge, we extract a home task, we extract a wisdom from all that, by speaking to each other, by sharing in the circle. And that's why we are not solving the issue only we are not solving only the issue of the person who brings the issue in our circle. Everyone gains their piece in all that. So even if we don't manage in the time to solve everyone's questions, still everyone has been participating and gained their thing.
I think that was one of the things that I really felt, was that there's so much healing in every moment, really. And it was interesting. At one point, I was taking on the role of another person, and I really felt it. I suppose at some time in my life, I must have felt like that too, but I could really feel it, and it was really interesting. It wasn't until afterwards I thought, because you kind of create quite a link in short space of time.
It's interesting. Where you can find this? Okay, in aesthetic dance, people change their roles. Mm-hmm. In yoga, do you feel others when you're doing a class and you feel others as well?
Yeah.
You can connect.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So it shouldn't be so unusual, but you kind of don't realize, right?
Now, here it happens with intention to really
That's it.
switch.
It's the intention, right? Yeah. And you're saying it. So we do it all the time, but we don't even realize, right? Oh, yeah, of course. Bloody hell. Yeah, mad. Could you just say about where it originated from and your awareness of that?
So the method, I don't like to say the word method, the way comes from Africa, as long as we know it. It comes from a Zulu tribe, and that tribe used this method to solve their questions. And I believe it started 1,000 years ago, and it comes from our roots, our connection with the nature, from the ages when people were much more feeling, much more connected with the nature, much more connected with the universe, and they were not stuck in their minds and in their issues. They were more ready and more open to magic. And something, something undescribable. Some call it God, some call it universe. They were more open to this miracle, and if we see nowadays the city life, we lose this miracle. Mm-hmm. So in this space, we can reconnect with that, and it's life-changing, because even sometimes people are referring to the relationship where other party is dead, for example, then and still you can solve that relationship. So it's not about only physical world and about physical objects. We see it in a very holistic way. So probably it would not be right to say that it comes from somewhere. It's a tradition, it's a knowledge which has been forwarded, and I believe that you can find that in Asia, you can find it in Africa, many centuries ago, and later people just get acquainted with that and started to use it in different ways. I believe if we are more into quantum physics, then these questions already are answered as well there. Everything is connected, and we more need to look in a more inclusive way rather than separating and excluding some parts of our lives, and this method teaches us that.
I suppose I just wanted to say, I think you'd said something like it's quite a gentle practice, maybe. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things, like the strength in vulnerability, like the power in vulnerability. And I think I really felt that. And I think that was something that was almost pinpointed in everybody's story, is that the more vulnerable we are, the more we open up, the more we're going to gain. Like the more powerful we become, the more we open up to life, God, universe, our connection, other people, the more power we will have.
What I love about this practice is that everyone is opening up sooner or later, and we understand that we are human. Mm-hmm. And people are closed up because they think that their problems are their own. Problems with the mother, with the father, with the boss, with the sister, with the brother, with the girlfriend or boyfriend, with the money, with the God, with the spirits, with anything. We think that it's only our thing, but everyone goes through it. And when we start to understand that the space is safe, and the first one starts to share, and everyone can recall the experience from their lives. Mm-hmm. And then this other part of the brain starts to open up and see that we all have an access to the unlimited information of all the experiences we had in our lives and also others. Because we here in one space, we are connecting as one piece of information. And that's why it's so easy in the process to connect and see, okay, mother was acting like this because of this and that. And everyone sees that in one way, like a truth. And we can change our behavior, we can change our patterns because of that. Yeah.
Along those lines, just one other thing that came to mind was that actually, as well as helping my own question and things that came up, was also that sort of almost like a deeper ability to empathize, to see where people come from. Like we all, it doesn't excuse your behavior. Everyone's got their own shit and their reasons for doing things, right? But it's kind of nice sometimes when it helps you take it less personally, when you can see that their reasons for what they were doing came from a good place. It just got a bit screwed. So it's really nice. I liked that. Like someone was playing the mum, and it was like, if you were looking at it, you'd like be all right, mate. But then when she explained why, you're like, oh yeah, you're trying to do the best. So yeah, I found it really amazing, really amazing.
And there's magic in this first moment when the person comes with a problem, with a question, and starts to explain the whole life, and we start to unpack it, and we can start to understand there's layers even in the problem. There's no one sentence. There's always a story. There's a history. There's a future there. There's an emotion. There's a feeling. There's other human. It's complex. And sometimes in using other methods, it takes years or months to understand this complexity. Here, in this natural way, kind of it goes naturally depending on how much person is ready to open up. And that's where result is also different. And I think it's so beautiful. From the moment that the person starts to share the how in that particular moment he or she sees the problem, and then when we do the whole process, all the people put up the energy, we connect, we look at it. Is it true problem? Is there something else? And then that person starts to solve it. It's just beautiful.
I mean, I've got lots of homework to do. Like lots keeps coming up. It's like the gift that keeps giving, you know. Oh, just maybe because stuff does come up and it can be quite heavy. Is there any sort of backup or
Backup?
Like, can they contact
Back up your
you?
memory.
Yeah, as in, can they contact you if something comes up and feels a bit? Yeah.
Sure. So practically we or most important and single step is to meet in one space, in one safe space. If the participant is ready to open an issue, open the heart and share what is happening, then we can solve and we can work. If not, then just can support others, which is also very good, as we told already before. And integration, as in any practice, it takes time. Sometimes people do the integration during the process. Sometimes it's very deep and powerful and influence the whole life. Then integration takes days, and for sure there's support. That's why those who go to the first time for the constellation group, they continue to participate because they trust the method, and they even sometimes continue the integration by adding even new layers and opening again something. So it's a way of growth as well. It's not like you do only once per life and that's it. No, it's a nice way of therapy. And I feel what we do differently is also we add this heart practice. We speak with each other. We add spirituality. We add music. We add this healing space. It's not only technically discuss the problem and okay, time finished, you go, but it's about being with each other till the moment that we feel okay, yes, we are ready to go home. Now we did what needs to be done. Yeah. So what was your feeling about the other participants? Do you feel that it's for everyone?
I think I don't know, maybe you could just come and sort of sit on the sidelines and watch. Yeah, potentially. I think it would be a waste of time if you're not open to just open to lessons and blessings and I think, but then again, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say no because there might be someone who might not think like that and then see the process and be like, oh, actually, I do have more control over my life than I realised. And so, yeah, I'm not going to say it's not for no one. That's not good, is it?
For no one.
It's not for no one. It is for everyone. There you go.
Okay.
I think it is. And I would definitely say, like with all of this stuff, with everything, what I've learned more than anything is if you feel the slightest calling, just go with that. If you're watching this, you're going to be like, that's interesting. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I just feel, yeah.
And it's live. It's live.
It's live, and you can get as involved as you want. Like that's our choice, right?
Mm.
You can sit, and it's like live. So you can sit on the sidelines and not partake, or you could dip your toe in and do a little bit of something, or you could go dive right in and do it all. And I guess you'll get what you put in.
Yeah. True.
And meeting everybody where they need to be as well. I mean, I do think it's nice that not everybody has to. Some people might not want to. Some people might be put off by having to be so physically and invested. And so, yeah, again, it is that gentleness. It's that you can partake as much or as little as you want. And it could be that you might be, I don't want to partake that much, and then as you warm up you're like, oh no, I've got a thing.
So during the participation, did you feel that it's not only about the family? It can be anything.
It wasn't just
We are
about
not
the
restricted
family.
only to family
no,
constellations.
it wasn't only family.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't only family. In fact, mine wasn't family at all. It's whatever is pressing on your heart, I suppose, that you can just bring that to it and see it unfold.
So what's your feeling? Then in Prana Space we will do it, we open door for that more often.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I thought it worked really well in here, didn't it? It felt really like, I mean, Prana Space, well, we said, didn't we? Like, Prana Space is quite a feminine space. It's homely, it's snoodly doodly, it's loving, it's kind, and it's got that safety. I think everyone felt safe. Everyone enjoyed it. Everyone felt heard and seen and supported and upheld, and there were big shifts.
Huge.